Okay, so we are recording. So again, it's nice to see everyone. Glad you could make it. And let's see, I usually take my watch off and I don't do yoga with my glasses on. So all of that stuff. Moving back to my mat. So I hope everyone has themselves set up the way they want. Ah, good. All right. So get comfortable if you can, and then just notice down through the sitting bones on the mat, being grounded is a huge part of yoga, finding that solid foundation. And then relax from the top of the head through the face and the neck and the jaw, and the shoulders and the hips, down through the legs and the feet and toes, arms, hands, and fingers. And as you exhale each time, just let all the air out of the lungs. A lot of times we hold more down in here than we should as we breathe. Find any discomfort. Notice any pain. We've got two schools of thought on pain, by the way. There's one group of clinical psychologists that say, well, yoga is about relaxation, so you're not supposed to think about any pain you might have. And I totally disagree. You need to notice and acknowledge pain. And then you focus your mind and breathe. And quite often you notice at the end of that little exercise, there's less pain. Take a deep breath in here. And open the mouth and let it go. And one more deep breath. And exhaling. And gently open the eyes and come up to that upright seat. We'll start by loosening the neck just a little bit here. So lift up tall, inhale, and as you exhale, just let the gaze drop over or move over the right shoulder, and then let the chin come down toward the shoulder. Inhaling, bring the head up into center, and now take the gaze to the left, and the chin drops. And bring the head up into center. Exhaling, chin toward the chest. Keeping the shoulders back. Elbows point toward the back of the room or behind you. Inhaling, bring the head up. And then let the gaze just gently lift up toward the ceiling. Moving the heart a little bit forward. And jet the jaw. Press the jaw forward. And coming back up. Good. Let the right ear drop over toward the right shoulder. Drawing the left shoulder down. And extending that left arm if you choose. Bring the head up into center. And the left ear toward the left shoulder, right arm extends. And the head comes back up, exhaling the chin toward the chest, and then just move the chin to the right and the left. Notice those sensations in the side and the back of the neck. And then you can move the head to the left and draw the right shoulder back, and the head moves over to the right and you draw the left shoulder back. And bring the head back up into center. Good job. All right, lift the shoulders up to the ears. Take the points of the shoulders back and now bring them down onto the back. Bring the shoulder blades toward the center. Again, the heart comes forward, but not so much the belly. And then release, inhaling. Bring the shoulders up toward the ears and then draw them back and down. Exhaling. And one more time, lifting the shoulders up. And the shoulder blades come together and down onto the back. Just hold them back and breathe. And release. When you're doing that, just notice this tightness, that Uddiyana Bandha in the belly, just above the navel. So that's one of the three bandhas. The other bandhas are Mula Bandha at the bottom of the torso, and Jalandhara Bandha, which is up here at the top of the throat, and that's where you get that Ujjayi breath from. Good. So bring the hands out to the side with the fingertips down on the floor, drawing the shoulders back. Spread the fingers wide, feel the muscles tighten in the arms, and then turn the hands toward the ceiling and inhale the hands up. Exhaling, turn the palms out, hands come down. Turning the palms to the ceiling, inhaling, and exhaling. And one more time, inhaling. Bring the palms together. Press the palms together as you reach, really straightening the arms, gazing up toward the ceiling here. Now breathe. And turn the palms out and exhale the arms and hands down. And now shake out those arms a little bit. Notice the sensations in the hands and in the arms when you do this. Now bring the left hand across to the outside of the right thigh, lifting, releasing the shoulders and spiral to the right. Exhaling. Inhaling to center, bring the right hand across, spiraling left. And coming back to center, we'll twist to the right here, extending the right arm, reaching back, inhaling to the front, and now that twist to the left. And coming back to the front. Yeah, all right. So bring the hands out in front with the palms down toward the floor, and then turn those fingers up toward the ceiling and press forward through the heels of the hands. Draw the pinky fingers back. Feel the strength in the arms here. Good. One more breath. And the palms down toward the floor, and either into bird beak with the fingers and thumbs together or into tight fists, and then take the knuckles or the fingers down toward the floor. And you're breathing. Now open the hands wide, bring the palms in, bring the hands together, press the palms together, press the hands together. And as you inhale, let the hands drift up toward the ceiling. Now take the gaze straight ahead and draw the arms back, still reaching toward the ceiling. And turn the palms out, exhaling the hands and arms down. Good, and again, just kind of move here. Moving the head, the shoulders, arms and hands. Good. So bring the hands out, palms down toward the floor, and then take the palms toward the top of the mat. And now press the pinky fingers up to the ceiling. Still reaching out through the fingers spread wide. And then the palms toward the top of the mat, the floor. Bring the arms down at about a 45-degree angle. And now press the thumbs toward the back of the mat. Staying tall. Good, and now just release. And bring the hands to cup the knees. And as you exhale, let the chin drop toward the chest and gently round back. The arms are straight but not rigid. Inhaling, keeping the arms kind of straight. Just lift the heart, take the gaze up to the ceiling as you inhale. Exhaling, that gentle rounding. Big, long, slow inhale as you lift back, taking the gaze up. Exhaling, chin toward the chest. And one more time, draw the shoulders back, lifting the gaze to the ceiling. And coming back up to that upright seat. Bring the right hand out, reaching forward. And now draw that arm into the shoulder. And as you inhale, let the hand move up toward the ceiling. Following up there with the gaze. Yeah. Turn the palm toward the front of the mat and then draw that arm and hand back. Be nice to the neck here. Try and release on the shoulder. The arm is strong. And then take the hand back up to the ceiling. And the left hand comes out and arc over to the left. And you can turn the gaze down toward the left hand on the floor, if that feels okay. And then turning the gaze back up toward the ceiling. Bring the right hand back up. Reach, pressing down through the right sitting bone, and then release that right arm down. Good, all right. And all that sensation you got in the arm, that's prana. That is energy coursing through that arm and that shoulder. Bring out the left arm, pressing forward through the fingers, but lifting tall. And as you inhale, bring the left hand up, reaching. And then the palm toward the top of the mat, drawing that arm back. And the hand comes back up to the ceiling. Bring the right hand out, slide it out. Pressing down through that left sitting bone, sits bone. Taking the gaze down toward the right hand. Drawing the left shoulder back. And the gaze back up toward the ceiling. Reaching strong through the fingers. And then bring that left hand back up to the ceiling. Reach it up there and release. Good, all right. So a lot of times on those types of exercises in a yoga studio, you'll see folks with their hand on the floor, and then they've got this arm over here, and the hand and the fingers are limp, and there's no energy. There's no, they don't have the shoulder back. They're just kind of bending over to the right. And what happens there when you do that? The energy can't get, you're blocking the energy from getting up and into the fingers. So if you extend, that's when you actually get the benefit of all that good movement. So let's come over onto all fours into table. And we'll do some moving cat-cows. Inhaling, let the belly move down toward the mat, looking forward. And as you exhale, let the head drop toward the mat as the hips move back. Elbows come down behind the wrists, now coming forward, lifting back up and gazing straight ahead. And exhaling round, hips moving back. Long, deep breaths here. Move with your breath. You don't have to move with my breath. Good. And one more time, let the head drop, coming back. And bringing the elbows down, coming forward, and then lifting back up. And coming back into table. So inhale here, and as you exhale, take the hips to the left. Let the gaze move past the right shoulder toward the back of the mat. Coming onto the left knee. Inhaling, come to center, and take the hips to the right. Take the gaze toward the back of the mat. Inhaling, center. One more time, gazing to the right. Find that back edge of the mat. Inhaling, and now exhale to the left. Good. Coming back to center. Good. Feels good. So let's do some big circles. So take the body out to the right and then bring the hips back toward the heels. Open the knees a little bit. Take the body to the left, coming up and forward. Finding a little stretch in those wrists, and to the right, exhaling back. Let the head drop. Coming to the left and forward. And to the right and back. One more big circle. Press those ribs out. And then press the ribs to the right. Head drops. And go the other way, coming to the right. Coming forward. And then to the left and back. And one more big circle. Good. Bring the hips back toward the heels. You can rest the hips on a block, of course. And then bring the elbows in. You can cross the arms. And a good thing to do, I guess, is kind of grab those elbows. And that's where you kind of can figure out where your elbows are supposed to be. And they're not supposed to be anywhere, but you can kind of put them where you want. And breathe. So reach the hands all the way up toward the top of the mat here, pressing the hands down into the mat. Let the head release between the arms. And you're kind of rotating those elbows, points of the elbows down toward the mat. See how long you can get from the fingertips to the tailbone. This is called puppy, by the way. Bring the hands off the mat to the right side. Bring that left hand onto the right. Draw the left hip back. And now let the head go. In the hands to center and off to the left. Right hand on left. Draw the right hip back. In the hands back to center. Again, reaching, spread the fingers wide, and let the head just drop toward the mat. And in that one, you can rest your head on the block, or if you can get the head all the way down there, that's okay. If you can't, that's okay too. Inhaling, come up and forward. Come into knee plank, keeping the elbows close to the body. Two more breaths right here. And exhaling, bring those hips back toward the heels. Let the head release. Inhaling, coming up and forward into knee plank. And now bend the arms halfway and press back up. Bend the arms halfway. Press back up. And bend the arms and press back up. And the hips back toward the heels. And inhaling, come back up into table. As we age, we really lose a lot of arm strength. And we try to want to maintain that arm strength. Extend the right leg, put the toes down on the mat, and then level or flatten that sacrum or let the right hip release toward the mat, and then gently press back through the heel. And lift the right foot hip height, extend the left arm into awkward pose. Now stay strong here. Again, feeling that tightness in the belly. Now point the foot, press back through the ball of the foot. And bring the left hand down, take that foot out to the right, slide it forward. Point the toes in toward the top of the mat. And then gently move the hips back. Foot is flat on the floor. Pretty intense here, so be nice. And coming forward, lift that foot back up, hip height. Good. Exhaling, bring the right knee down, take a breath, go into child's pose, whatever feels good. And extend the left leg, toes on the mat. Pressing back. Lift that foot hip height, extend the right arm, awkward pose. Now point the foot, pressing back through the ball of the foot. And bring the right hand down, slide that left foot out and toward the top of the mat. And gently those hips go back. And coming forward, lift that left foot back, hip height. Pressing back through the heel. And bring the left knee down beside the right. Now take the hips back toward the heels, and you can cross those arms again into child's pose. Inhale and come back up into table, curl the toes, come up to downward dog. Good, bend those knees. Feet are hip width apart. Hands might be a little wider than shoulder width. Fingers spread wide. Feeling the fingers gripping the mat, the palms of the hands on the mat. Working the heels one at a time. And then come high up on the toes. And take both heels down toward the mat. And high up on the toes. And the heels down toward the mat. And high up on the toes. And the heels come down. Yeah, good. And step the feet up toward the hands. Come into half lift as you inhale, pressing the belly toward the toes, shoulder blades on the back. Top of the head reaches away. The weight is balanced on both feet, and the weight is in the center of the feet. Breathe. Exhale, bend the knees, bring the belly down to the thighs, let the head go. Shake the head, yes or no. And now the weight is forward. And some folks like to grab the elbows here and just hang. Good, all right. Moving the weight forward again. Just bend the knees and now round up. Feet hip width or closer. Extend the arms wide, inhaling up. And exhale into mountain pose. Yes, all right. So we'll do our spinal flow. Inhale the arms up. Exhale the right arm down, twisting or bending to the right. Inhale the right arm up. And exhale that bend to the left. Inhale up. Take the arms wide, turn the palms to the ceiling and twist to the right. Inhaling up. And that twist to the left, pressing the pinky fingers toward the ceiling. Inhaling up. Exhaling, take the hands through the heart, long spine hinge. Bend the knees, release the head toward the mat, forward fold. Lift the hips. Inhaling, bend the knees, bring the hands out in front. Stay long as you press up. Exhaling, the hands back. Inhaling up, gaze ahead, and exhale the hands down. Oh, yeah, good. Work through Warrior One. Oh, that's not what I meant. Sun Salutation A. Inhale, the hands up. Exhaling, hinge, forward fold. And come to half lift. And now step back with the right foot and the left foot into plank. Elbows in, exhale, lower. Lift to cobra. Exhale, up and back, downward dog. And step the feet toward the hands. Come to half lift. Exhale and fold. And now get long, bend the knees. Take the arms wide now, coming up with a long spine. And exhale, mountain pose. Good, all right. Moving toward lunge. Inhale, the hands up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, now big step back with the right foot into high lunge. Remember to keep that left ankle and heel ahead of the left knee if you can do that. And try to get the shoulders higher than the hips. Breathe here. You can bring the back knee down, but turn the left toes out just a bit. Bring the hands to the inside and come down to runner stretch. Knee can be on the mat here. And you're coming down into runner stretch. Both arms to the inside. One more deep breath. Now coming back up. Again, you can do this with the knee on the mat or in high lunge, but thread that left elbow underneath the left elbow underneath the left leg and come into the bind. Some people like to spin the back heel in and down, which is okay. One more breath. And release. Bring the hands back on either side of that front foot. Spin the back heel in and down now. Take the right hand up toward the ceiling. Come into, Warrior Two. Lost it on that one. Strong Warrior Two. You can see the big toe to the inside of the knee. Feel the outside edge of that foot pressing down into the mat. And bring the right hand back to the back of the back leg into exalted warrior with the left hand lifted. Come back to warrior two, elbow to the knee, and the right hand to the ceiling. And then extended side angle. Back to warrior two. And now windmill down, coming up on the back toes, back to high lunge. Step that right foot up, half lift. Exhale and fold. And now long spine, arms wide, coming up. Exhale, mountain pose. All right, good on that side. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. And come to half lift. And now that step back with the left foot. Getting long here, letting the hips settle. And turn the toes out and bring the hands to the inside. Knee can be down as you do runner stretch. Bringing the hands back to the inside. Curl the toes. And I think it's easier to do this bind in high lunge, but take the right elbow under and the left hand over into the bind. And then release the bind. Coming back to high lunge, spin the back heel in and down. Now take the left hand to the ceiling, coming up, warrior two. Let the shoulders release. Strong through the back leg. Weight is evenly balanced on both feet. Bring the back hand down. You can curl it around the waist if you choose. Back to warrior two. Elbow to the knee. Hand to the ceiling. An extended side angle. fingertips to the outside edge of that back foot. Coming back, warrior two. And windmilling, coming back down. And step the left foot up beside the right, half lift. Exhale and fold. And now bend the knees, get long, coming up. Exhale, mountain pose. Good, all right. And step that out. A couple more things before we head down to the mat to finish up. So inhale the hands up. Now exhale and fold. Inhale, come to half lift. And now bend the knees and come out into your chair. Fingers spread, reaching forward, heart is open. Open the arms wide. And exhaling, bring the hands down, come into forward fold. Lift the hips to the ceiling. Yes. Come to half lift. And now fingertips to the mat. As you come out into your chair, bring the hands in prayer to the heart. Now bring the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Prayer twist. The left elbow lifts to the ceiling. Come to center. And now the right elbow across. Left elbow lifts. Hands to center. Exhale, forward fold. Lift those hips to the ceiling. Yes. Press the heels into the mat one at a time. And just release. And now bend the knees, take the arms wide, press up. Exhale, mountain pose. Good, bring the weight into the left foot, hands to the hips. And then you can step the right foot back just a little bit, taking the arms wide, and we're going to come into airplane. So just hinge, lifting that right foot off the floor. Inhale up and exhale the hands down. Weight to the right foot, arms wide. Find your spot, exhale, airplane. Pressing back through the left heel. Inhaling up. And exhale the hands down. Good. Yoga flop. So from mountain, inhale the hands up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, come to half lift. And now exhale down, but step the feet wide with the toes out, about as wide as the mat. And let your bottom start to settle down toward the mat. Bring the hands together, elbows inside of the knees. And then you go as low as you can here, keeping the heels on the mat. This one we haven't done in a while. Breathe. Now bring the hands down, lift the hips back up. You can toe heel the feet back in. Release down to forward fold. Let the top of the head go toward the mat. Inhale, half lift. And now step back with both feet into plank. Good, all right. And now on your next exhale, lower all the way down. Now come up to cobra. Pressing the tops of those toes into the mat. Bring the chin down to the mat. Bring the hands down by your side palms down. Inhale, lifting the head, upper chest, feet and legs, hands and arms. Pressing back through the balls of both feet. Two more deep breaths here. Exhaling, everything down. Take the right side of the face to the mat. Let the shoulders go, heels turn up. And the left side of the face. Good. All right, bring the elbows up under the shoulders. And now bring the knees down, lift the hips. Curl the toes, and if you choose, lift the knees. Just pressing back through the heels. Three more deep breaths here. One more. Good. Bring the knees down, bring the hips down, take the elbows wide, and take the right side of the face to the mat. And the left side. Good. Hands come under the shoulders, just pressing up into table, and then bring the feet around to the front. Dandasana, staff pose or stick pose. Just lifting up. Point the toes back toward the face. Press out through the heels. And you can be so strong in the legs that the heels lift off the mat. And bring the hands down by the hips. Pressing down into the mat with the hands. Keeping the shoulders back and down. Good. Press down with the hands, pressing out with heels, and breathe. And release. Good. Bring those feet halfway in. Come into Navasana. Extending one leg at a time or both. Good. Bring the feet down. Come into cobbler pose. Soles of the feet together. Breathe into the hips. Good. Slide the feet away. Coming down into butterfly. And coming back up, bring the knees back up. Lift the feet off the mat. Extend. Now come down to canoe and just breathe. So the head and shoulders are off the mat. The feet and legs are off the mat. Arms are straight and strong. Fingers spread. And exhale all the way down to on your back. Ah, yes, good. Bring both feet into the hips and bring the left ankle onto the right knee. Flex the left foot as you reach through for figure four. And bring the right foot down, release the ankle. Bring the right ankle onto the left knee for figure four. And bring the left foot down, release the ankle. Let's come into supported bridge. So find the block. And the block can be flat or it can be on the long edge or the short edge. But just press with the feet, lift the hips, bring the block under the sacrum. And then the feet can be a little bit wide here. Turn the palms up and breathe. If you choose, you can bring the knees into the chest or up toward the ceiling and extend the legs straight up. And you can play a little bit here by bringing the left foot down to the mat, pressing up through the right heel. And then switching. Right foot comes down and the left foot stays lifted. And both feet back up to the ceiling. And now both feet come down. Take 2 deep breaths. Release. And then lift the hips, remove the block. Good, all right. Extend the left leg, bring the right knee into the chest, hug it in. And you can circle those toes. That knee up toward the right shoulder. The option here is half happy baby. And then release and extend the right leg, bring the left knee into the chest. And then take the left knee over toward the left shoulder. Or half happy baby. And then release. And bring both knees into the chest and rock. Bring the feet down, arms wide. Let the knees go to the left. Turn your gaze to the right. And knees to the ceiling, knees right, gaze left. Just release. And bring the knees back up. Extend the legs long. Arms behind you, one long, deep inhale, stretch everything. And exhale into Savasana. And little movements, larger movements. And when you're ready, coming back up. Thank you for practicing, and namaste. The light in me honors the light in you.